major development in the case of a missing Maryland woman who vanished in Aruba. The only suspect in her disappearance, the guy on the left, 50-year-old Gary Giordano, was vacationing with her, now set to be released after a judge in Aruba says there's no longer enough evidence to hold him. But is there a chance Giordano could face charges in the U.S. if he returns here? Mercedes Colwin, Fox News legal analyst, Kirsten Wilson, defense attorney and former prosecutor. Kirsten, what about that? Could he face charges here in the U.S., which has a different legal system?
It does have a different legal system, and from my understanding, the FBI has actually been working with the authorities down in Aruba, certainly they could extradite him if charges are decided to be brought. They could help with the case. They are helping. They have been helping with the investigation. I think the real question is he going to return to the U.S., or is the fear that he goes somewhere else when he leaves?
Yeah, you know, I was reading through some of the evidence here. I'll just read one portion, Mercedes. TV footage emerged showing the missing Ms. Gardner having a violent fight with Giordano hours before her disappearance. He's alleged to have threatened to kill her while grabbing her by the throat and shoving her into an elevator the day she vanished. Seems like there's evidence, isn't there?
There is, but unfortunately we're in Aruba. So Aruba justice, big flat zero. We've already seen that with Joran van der. That's what happened.
Natalie Holloway case.
With the Natalie Holloway case, no body, no case. They had difficulties just lining up the circumstances. The $1.5 million policy that he took out a few days before they went on this trip. Yeah. The fact that there was this violent outburst, the fact that there were witnesses that claim that Giordano, when he came back saying she disappeared while snorkeling, they're like, why is he all sweaty and uncomfortable? And by the way, she didn't look like she was going to go snorkeling anyway.
Yeah, full makeup, her hair done, and so forth.
I mean, so all of that stuff didn't add up, but we're in Aruba, and obviously it's not enough for them to say, there's something very peculiar here, let's keep them.
Kirsten, at first they said the motive was he took out the insurance policy. Now they're saying, no, he read a cell phone message she sent to her boyfriend saying, I love you, we'll sort it out, so it was a jealous rage. Those are inconsistent motives.
Those are a bit inconsistent. Certainly the $1.5 million policy taken out before the trip leads one to think there was some sort of premeditation. That's an odd circumstance for two people that don't really know each other to be taking out those kinds of accidental policies on one another on a trip, or for him to take it out on her. This whole sort of crime of passion certainly gives another motive, but it does seem somewhat inconsistent with the premeditation.
Let's switch now to the missing mom in Florida, the most recent case. Really heartbreaking. We hope she is still alive.
Horrible.
What do you make of this, Mercedes?
It's really odd. I mean, first off, there's a lag between the taping, which the controversial People's Court, and the time that she disappeared. So if she was so upset, so distraught, then she would have done something if they claim that she sort of disappeared into the sunset on the day that she filmed, not the day that it aired. And it's just very odd because with that lag, that time lag, she still maintained contact with Dale Smith, who was her fiance, still dropped the kids off with the three-year-old twins. Why would a mother, and that's what Kirsten and I were talking about, as mothers, you wouldn't disappear when you've got three-year-old twins and a 12-year-old child.
On the TV show, she accused her now ex-fiance of being violent. They were fighting over the value of a ring that he claimed she'd thrown away. What do you make of it?
I think part of it is being on the show. It's what is at issue, and it was obviously an emotional topic. They were talking about an engagement ring that she threw away, and the relationship did fall apart. But as Mercedes was just saying, they certainly kept in contact enough that they were sharing the kids. They weren't dropping them off at some police station. She was dropping them off at the house, and friends that saw her the night before said she was fine.
Could be something else, a carjacking, you said?
Carjacking. I mean, how awful would that be? I mean, because the carjacking, she has a very expensive Humvee.
Right.
It was abandoned. They found the car. They haven't found her iPhone. And then that odd text that she sent not she, but someone sent that one-word text saying Waterford. What does that mean? I mean, and even the mother saying, I don't think Dale Smith, the fiancé, is involved. I think it has something to do with
what about Dale Smith Sr., the father of the ex-fiancé? They haul him out in cuffs last night from his house while they do a search. What's up with that?
That's the fascinating piece, and finding out what's behind the warrant. Obviously, the police had to get enough to get a warrant from the authorities to get into the home, and that piece is fascinating, along with the information that he was taken out of the house in handcuffs, which certainly, if he were trying to interfere with the warrant being executed, that could explain it.
All right, two terrific lawyers, Mercedes Colwin, Kirsten Wilson. Thanks for being with us. Sad story, both of them, but we haven't heard the end of them. They're not solved as yet.